Hello everyone. Federalism, features of federalism, meaning of federalism, we have already discussed in the first lecture. We know that federalism is a structure of the government in which power is shared between the different levels of the government. Like for example, in India we have center, state, local bodies, municipalities and panchayats. Similarly, as in Belgium, we have seen that there is a central government, there are state governments and there is a community government. We also know that in a federalism or in a federal country, states or the state governments, they derive their power not from the central government but from the constitution, which is the main feature of federalism. And these powers to the state governments have been given, have been written, have been guaranteed in the constitution so as to guarantee them their existence. Whatever government comes at the center, state governments are satisfied and they have this guarantee that they will enjoy their jurisdiction. This was federalism, and India is truly a federal country where there is power sharing, vertical power sharing between the different levels of the government. The last topic was that to safeguard the unity and integrity of the country, to maintain an integrity so that all the people, they have a common belonging. They all feel that they belong to the same nation. Integration is there, unity is there. There are two objectives that should be fulfilled in a federal country, that is mutual trust and agreement to live together. Mutual trust and agreement to live together. These are the two dual objectives of a federal country. Then we come to the sources, the two routes by which federations are formed. The two routes, the two ways by which federations are formed. So, we have two forms of federalism in the world. Two types of federations are there. The first form of federation is coming together federation, and the second form of federation is holding together federation. Coming together, holding together. So we will discuss these points. In your board examination, either you get distinguished between coming together or holding together, or you get a simple question of 5 marks. What are the two routes by which federations are formed? So let us discuss first of all about the coming together federation. In the coming together federation, the different units, or you can say the different states of a country, they come together on their own. They come together on their own to form a bigger unit, to form a bigger state or country, and to pool their sovereignty, to pool their resources. They all come together on their own. They share power. They come together and they form a bigger country, they form a bigger unit. Recall the example of USA, United States of America, which was colonized by the Britishers, and Britishers had created 13 states, 13 colonies in America so as to make people that they are not united in future, but finally in 1776 there was American War of Independence and America became an independent country. Fortunately, Britishers were busy in wars in Europe, so Americans, they regained their independence, and then they decided to form a federation. 13 states came together, and that is why it was named as USA, United States of America. So this was coming together federation. All the 13 states came together so that they become a bigger unit and their power is enhanced. Their power is increased because unitedly they will increase their power. They pool their sovereignty. A very good example is USA, that is America. The second example of coming together federation is Switzerland, a beautiful country, and the third example is Australia. These are the three examples of coming together federation. Whenever you get this question in your examination, in your board examination or other exam, you must write down the examples because it will fetch you marks. So USA, Australia and Switzerland, they are very good example of coming together federation. Now, what happens in coming together federation? Because I told you that the different states or the different units came together to form a bigger unit, so all the states are equally powerful. There is no such difference that some states are enjoying special powers and some are not. No, it is not so. In coming together federation, all the states have equal powers. They are equally powerful. I hope you understand this topic. The second route, this was the first route, the coming together federation. The second route is holding together federation. Very good example of India. A very good example of Belgium, our first chapter. And another example is Spain. Holding together federation. You all know very well about your own country, India. When India became independent, there was problem of princely states. We all know that the states, because there was partition of the country, Hindustan and Pakistan were formed. And in many princely states, there were many problems because there was population, Hindus and Muslims. And in some princely states, there was Muslim population in majority, but the ruler was Hindu and vice versa. In some states, there was Hindu population in majority, but the Nawab, the ruler was a Muslim. So there were acute problems after independence. Thanks to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who is rightly called the Iron Man of India, he prepared an instrument of accession, and then he convinced the princely states to accede to India or to join India. So after much efforts, India became an independent as well as a federal country. So in India, there is a centralized federation. Moreover, in India, there are many diversities. All types of diversities are there. So we have been known as holding together federation. Center tends to be more powerful than states. Similarly, we have seen in Belgium, in the first chapter, that how there are linguistic groups, how there were possibilities that Dutch in majority in the whole country, French not, and in Brussels, French are in acute majority 80% and Dutch, they form only 20%, so problems were acute. We know that how the leaders of Belgium, they amended their constitution 4 times and finally they made a federation. So in India, finally a federal country, a federation came into being, and it was a holding together federation where states have unequal powers. Difference. Coming together, states have equal powers. In holding together federation, states have unequal powers. Some states enjoy special powers like, capital cities, Delhi, etc. Chandigarh, they enjoy special powers. And at the center, just now we will discuss that there are so many subjects that have been given to the central government. So central government tends to be more powerful than states and vice versa. So this is called holding together federation. In holding together federation, there is unequal distribution of powers between the different states, and special powers are given to certain states, and center holds everything. Main subjects, the subjects which are very important for the whole country, or the subjects which tend to be very important nationally, because of those subjects the nation could suffer. So defense, etc., all these are given to the central government. So center tends to be powerful. So this is holding together federation. So we have studied that there are 2 routes by which federations have been formed. There are 2 ways by which federations are formed in the world. In the next lecture, we will discuss again that what is federation in India and what actually makes India a federal country. Although in the features we have discussed that all the 7 features exist in India, so India is rightly called a federal country. But in the next lecture we will discuss that what actually makes India a federal country, how federalism is practiced, and how the different factors, how the different features elaborately they makes India truly a centralized federation. So prepare your notes on these 2 types of federation. We will meet again with a new lecture for you. Till then, it is a very goodbye from me.